Hi guys. At this point in my vlogs, I realized that if anyone has quit drinking recently in the last 2 to 3 weeks, you may have felt immediately pretty good, pretty excited. Um, your body's kind of freaking out because it hasn't had the alcohol, and you get into what we sometimes call a pink cloud. And you're just happy and energetic, you feel good, the weight is lifted, you've made a decision, and it feels really good, at that time. So you think you're off to a good start. But then what happens is, you start coming off the pink cloud. So now you are stuck in the fact that you've chosen not to drink, and there is always a crossroads in your mind about going back to drinking or staying sober. And I just want you to be aware that some days you're going to be depressed, some days you're going to be crabby. Sometimes it's not the whole day, you know what I mean? It's just the moment, or something just makes you more, okay, you're going to be more irritable. Your body is adjusting to itself again. For years you've been drinking, so it's made its own. The alcohol has given us the endorphins and all the good feeling chemicals, the dopamine, that always made us love to drink, and now we don't have that. So now our body is trying to make those feel good chemicals on their own again, because we're not giving them to them constantly. And the other thing, quite frankly, is we just don't know how to live without drinking. Drinking had become an everyday part of our life. We could depend on it. And for me, and I'm going to share this because it caused a lot of relapses for me, is I felt like I needed to release a pressure valve at the end of the day. For whatever reason, I'm sensitive, so that, the day would produce anxiety causing things, anger causing things, frustration, just kind of, quite frankly, when I was a parent to 3 kids, it quite frankly made me feel like I needed to go out and release all this pressure that has been building up. But the truth is, you don't have to relieve that pressure. You can relieve that pressure by allowing yourself to relieve the pressure. I mean, quite frankly, just saying, hey, this is what it is, there's good things, there's bad things, and I don't have to, I don't, it's a made-up thing in your mind if you think you have to relieve pressure. And if you really feel like that, then go exercise, okay? Go to a meeting, go do something outside the 4 walls you've been in where you're thinking too much or whatever. Go, just, not that you're running from yourself or your thoughts. You're actually going somewhere to get those thoughts straight. And you get a lot of the fuck it's. Fuck this, man, this is just, and I have to be honest with you, there is a demon out there that wants you to stay drinking. You can think of it spiritually or metaphorically, but I always looked at alcohol as that lion that's pacing just outside the fence, that's waiting for me to go and pounce on me. And I had to look at it that way, because no one else was making me want to drink except for me. Like, my own thoughts were the scariest thing, and I guarantee you they sent me back to drinking. And so I just want you to be aware of those thoughts as you're in this time where you're thinking, I just don't think I can do this. Remember not to think too big. Let's not think about tomorrow or next weekend or the event you have coming up. Just today. If anything, alcoholism makes you have to stay in the moment. Don't let your thoughts just carry you off into a place where you have to drink again, because then you're just going to have to start over again. See, so you have to battle through some of these thoughts and feelings, and they're legit. It's almost painful. Can you sit in those feelings? Can you sit in the feeling that I am feeling like I'm going to blow? And realize that you don't have to release any pressure, that the pressure is building up in your mind by your own thoughts. And we're going to talk a lot about thoughts in my vlogs and in my book, because that is the number one thing that is going to keep you sober, and it's the number one thing that's going to cause you to relapse and drink again. You will either talk yourself into it or out of it. So you need to be very aware of those thoughts that come in. And then also, we kind of take it out on other people now, because we've done this monumental thing, and we start noticing that people aren't thinking about alcohol like we are. So then once in a while I just have to remind my husband, like, man, I still think about this. Because people who don't drink aren't thinking about drinking, and you're still thinking about it, like, all the time. So you'll get a little feisty toward them. Don't they realize how hard you're working? And you're going to get a little feisty toward, just every pressure that seems to be building up. But get rid of the notion that you have to release this pressure or relieve it somehow. That pressure is being built up in your mind by your own mind. Okay, harsh reality here, but you are your own worst enemy and you are your savior. Which one are you going to be today? And only think about this next hour that's coming up. 1 minute at a time, 1 day at a time. Let's not think too far down the line, unless you are really about to drink, and I encourage you then to play the tape out. And by playing the tape out, I mean, think about it. Think about yourself having a drink, and then play the tape out of what's going to happen next. How's it going to turn out? I guarantee you already know. You know that one drink is going to become 10, and then it's going to be every day, and then it's going to be back to going to situations where you're overly drunk. You're going to be slammed back to the same place, but it may get worse. Okay, so once you've quit drinking, sometimes our minds start thinking, we're going to go back and we're going to, we have to make up for the missing liquor. It's a crazy thing, but this is how an alcoholic thinks. So in my past, with my relapses, I have gone back immediately, just as strong, and it got worse. For some strange reason, I was trying to make up for the amount of sobriety, the amount of drinks I missed. And this is where it gets really dangerous. You never go back to drinking or relapse and drink less. We just can't. So what we do is we go back head first, and we're off to the races, and it reminds us, that, oh, look at this. For that 2 hour, 3 hour window where we're drinking a lot, if things seem as they should be. And shortly after that, and it could be an hour window, depending on how fast you drink, shortly after that, it's back to the nightmare. Okay, so alcohol really, it glimmers and shimmers with hope and stress relief. But what happens is it calls you into that by that thought, and then it's ready with it's going to wallop you then. Okay, so I thought that was important to mention right now. Ways that you can combat that. If you are new at recovery and you are new at sobriety, if you are not working at it, you are just sitting there white knuckling it. You're just going to sit there and get more crabby, and you're going to drink again. So with anything that's worthwhile that you haven't worked at before is going to take work. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to have a hedge of protection around your mind and acknowledge that thought is going to come in that I want to drink. I acknowledge the thought is there, but I'm going to let it pass by. I'm going to choose not to take it down from the mantle and think on it. Okay? It's always going to be there. I hate to say this, but alcoholics never lose the feeling that they want to drink. It just gets less strong, and it gets less loud in our minds the longer we're away from it. Picture yourself having the claws of alcohol in your body, and as you get and stay sober, the claws start coming out. But right now you might be at the place where they're still there. There's still that tap on your shoulder that makes you want to go out and drink. So, you know, I could talk about this for hours. I encourage you to go out and exercise, take a nap. Caffeine sometimes helps your attitude. Eat some sugar, watch a movie, go for a walk, call somebody, go to a meeting. They're every day, all day long. If you can't go to a meeting, read some stories, watch some videos and YouTube videos about people who have struggled with it and then possibly relapsed and what caused them to get there. I mean, do your homework. You know, you will never graduate from this. It will be a constant learning process, but it's gonna be amazing. It just doesn't seem like it right now. Give yourself the chance to get to that point where you see the benefits and the blessings from being sober, and don't look at it like your enemy right now. Actually, look at those thoughts you're having as your enemy. Be aware of them, and, you know, get out and do something, or do something at home that brings you back to reality. You don't need a pressure valve release. It's just figurative in your mind, and that's how we looked at our drinking. It was always a treat at the end of the day. It was going to fix everything, and truthfully, it does for maybe a little while, and then it screws us over again. So please think about that. Go out and work against this. Go work. Go learn. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind and thoughts. And, you know, I'm just rooting for you, but I'm here to tell you that this is going to happen. This is not all sweetness and light, and I'm not going to blow sunshine up you, because it is, those thoughts will consistently come back, but each time you don't drink when those thoughts come, you win a victory. You win a victory, and it kind of buoys you to the next time when those thoughts come in and you say, oh yes, I see those thoughts, they're there, but I'm going to release them and I'm going to do something else. I'm going to make the better choice. I'm going to do the next right thing. That's all we can do. And I wish you the best of luck, but it's not luck. I wish you the best, and that comes with staying sober. So thanks, guys.